Hi there. So how do we retain our superstar employees? Now, my name is Paul Bond, and for well over 15 years now, I've been advising hundreds of CEOs, MDs, directors, managers, and many more with all things to do with HR. But one of the biggest problems that comes up time and time again, certainly for business owners, is how do they keep hold of their best of the best superstar employees? Now, I've found a formula for this, and I've worked on this for many, many years. And I've found that this three-step process always works. And this three-step process is quite a simple format to follow, but it's got to be implemented correctly. And it involves the engagement from all members of your organization, certainly from your directors and senior management, all the way down, filter through to all employees. So the first of these three steps is talk, knowing how to truly talk to these superstar employees. Now, just speaking to them and asking them how their weekend was, how their day's been, isn't really enough. And what makes them their superstar employees, or our superstar employees, is that they think differently to everybody else. They're motivated differently, and therefore we have to engage with them in a way that's going to resonate with them. So we need to talk to them about things about the business, and we need to involve them in things that's going to impact on the business, or to give them an input into how the business is run, and to keep them informed at all times. That way, it's going to make them feel like they're part of the organization, and it's going to bring loyalty and commitment to them, from them to you and the organization. Now, step two is that we have to actually meet with them regularly and involve them, not just them, maybe senior members of your organization, but meetings are really important, and that's both formal and informal. Now, obviously, with informal meetings, they're probably not as important and they don't have to be as regular. But in the formal meetings, they have to be regular and they have to be consistent. So from my experience, I would say at least fortnightly, maybe at worst case scenario, once a month, but it's no longer than that. Because if we don't have regular, consistent meetings, it becomes to digress. And then that way there's no flow of communication with our superstar employees. And they need to have that time where they crave for those moments where they can actually have an input into the organization. So you've got these meetings where they can put their point across. You don't necessarily have to implement what they ask or say, but what their suggestions are important to how they feel and how they feel that their commitment is warranted within the organization. That's really important to them. And thirdly is reward, how we reward these superstar employees. Now, you'll be relieved to know that it doesn't have to be financial. I can give you an example where there was a CEO in the United States who decided to reward his best performing employees for that quarter or that month by giving them the use of his performance sports car for the weekend. Now, that's obviously one example of where we can think outside the box, but there's obviously many ways we can reward our employees without it having to be financial. So for example, if they've worked really hard on a project or worked late, or they've managed to get one over the line by doing additional hours, then we can perhaps give them the following Monday off, or give them a Friday off. We can do things like give them their birthdays off. We could bring in things like classes into the organization, such as yoga, meditation, all these kind of things that's going to resonate not just with the superstar employees, but with your employees as a whole. And with that, you'll engage with them more, you'll improve the culture of the organization. And what you'll find in the long term is that not only will you retain your superstar employees, but you'll also attract superstar employees to your organization, because word of mouth will soon spread, certainly within your industry. And what you'll find is that a lot of superstar employees want to engage with other superstar employees, which is why hence you will get that attraction of superstar employees. So I hope these short, very quick tips have been of use to you. Please don't forget to follow me on creedhr.com. I hope that's been of use. Don't forget to subscribe and look out for my many other videos on all things to do with HR. Take care and God bless.